Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Aisha and today I'm going to be talking about my first trimester. By the time you guys see this, my first trimester would have been like 5, 6, 7 months ago. But for me, while filming this, my first trimester is 2 months ago because right now we're in February, approaching March, and my first trimester ended in December, kind of closer to January, right? Yeah, I just basically wanted to talk about the experience because I feel like the first trimester and second trimester and third trimester is like something that I would say I didn't really know much about. For those of you that don't know, trimesters is basically dividing your pregnancy into 3 months, right? So your first trimester would be 3 months, your first 3 months of pregnancy. Your second trimester would be from the 4th to 6th month, and then your last trimester would be from the 7th to 9th month. The reason like pregnancy is divided into these stages is because the experience at each stage is so different. For example, morning sickness is most common in the first trimester, and your baby kicking you is most common in the last trimester. So these are different symptoms that adjust. Your body is kind of getting used to this new dynamic. That's the new normal, you know what I mean? So yeah, I just basically wanted to talk about the first trimester because I understand why the first trimester is so hard, guys, but I feel like emotionally, hormonally, everything, the first trimester is probably the most difficult. Like, I have not done the third one yet, but I already feel like the first one is just the most difficult in terms of your hormonal imbalance. Because from my understanding, obviously your body naturally has a certain hormone level before you're pregnant, right? So when you get pregnant, your body is trying to adjust to this new thing inside it, you know? So it's making you have all these kind of things like, you know, mood swings and loss of appetite and all these kind of things. And the funny thing is, once you get to the second trimester, well, in my experience, all those things just kind of like go away. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today, my first trimester. If you're interested in that, please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Road to 3K, road to 3K, guys. We're skipping the 2, road to 3K. And yeah, let's get into it. Fine, guys, before I get into it, let's get into the pregnancy nose. Yeah. I've embraced it, I've accepted it. I do feel like, honestly, I'm not wearing makeup today, as you guys can see. I do feel like I look really, really good. Like, honestly, I'm really, really happy with how my skin is looking throughout this pregnancy. I feel like it's glowing, as they would say. I've been having like body conscious, body dysmorphia issues about my nose, but there's not really much I can do about it. It's just one of those things. Eh? So yeah, I've accepted it, and I feel like I kind of procrastinate filming because I'm always like, oh, I gotta do my makeup, I gotta do my makeup. But then it's like, I don't gotta do anything, guys. You know, like you're not watching me to, you know, see me in a full face. I'm not that type of a creator. Well, I just wanna try to achieve to be a casual creator and not, you know, be unrealistic all the time. Don't get me wrong. I love makeup, but I feel like it's not necessary for guys. I'm pregnant, like I'm tired all the time, my back is paining, like I don't have the time to be sitting in the bathroom, like, you know, putting on mascara, because who cares, honestly, like who genuinely gives it. Anyways, before I get into it, guys, I want to tell you guys, I saw this dumb post on Facebook, and it's always Facebook, guys. I hate Facebook. I don't even know. Well, I know I'm on the app. It's mainly like for marketplace, like, you know, when I want to find like a new accommodation and stuff, it's Facebook I'm usually checking. That's the reason I have the app. But I feel like the worst men exist on Facebook, like especially in Botswana. Shem. The kind of things they just be saying is things that I'm like, you people just be talking, Shem. So I saw this post that was like basically talking about, you know, when a woman is giving birth, that's no place for a man to be. Men should never be in like the delivery room, this, that, and the third. It's not necessary. Men should never see a woman like that. It makes the woman seem unattractive, etc. I first saw the post by itself, and then I'm like, this is dumb. Nobody's gonna see this and genuinely be like, yeah. And I was wrong, guys, because the men came in the comments, not even in the comments, they shared the post and they were like, exactly, like men should never be there. Like, and I'm like, guys, giving birth is probably the most traumatizing thing your woman is ever gonna go through. Like, it's probably the hardest thing she's ever gonna do in her life. Women have so many things that go on during pregnancy, after pregnancy, and even in the process of giving birth. You know what I mean? I would never, ever, ever want to be with a man who feels uneasy or is caring more about how they would feel during the most painful thing I will ever go through in my life, Shem. And I feel sorry for the people who are going to end up with those men because I'm sorry, I can't understand it. I'm just grateful that I have a partner who, this guy doesn't even miss a single doctor's appointment, Shem. He's always there. He does not want to miss a single thing. And the funny thing is, he finishes work at 3 a.m. And if I have a doctor's appointment at 7, he's there and he's not complaining. You know what I mean? So I would never want to be with all those kind of men who are like, nah, this is no place for a man, this, that, and the third. Because I swear, after I give birth, if my child needs to go to like Hokaliwa and all that kind of stuff, I know that I'm not going to be the one to go every single month. I know he doesn't mind being like, you know what, babe, you're tired. Let me take over this month. I'll take the baby to go get weighed and get the monthly injections. Because he's not that type of a guy. Like he's not that, I know you're a woman, you're meant to be doing this, I'm not supposed to be seeing some of these. Like, get over yourselves, you know what I mean? Like, I am with someone and I'm grateful to be with someone who, even at my worst, will always want to be there. And he was heartbroken when he found out that Botswana policies, I don't know about private hospitals, but in public hospitals, no one is allowed to be there with you as a woman when you're giving birth. And yeah, that's messed up. Like, honestly, I don't like that policy because it's like giving birth is traumatizing, guys. It's traumatizing to think about, it's traumatizing to experience. And to have me do that alone is something I'm really, really not looking forward to. And yeah, I was talking to my midwife about it, and she was basically saying it's those kind of olden type of policies, and she does feel like it should be changed because obviously so many men are and they want to be there for their wives and the birth of their own children that they made. You know what I mean? It was just a thing I saw on Facebook. And yeah, I'm trying to not be that person who like constantly responds to things on Facebook. I'm working on that because usually I would be giving my 2 cents. I would be saying like, "Bro, you dead wrong for this," but then I'm like, you know what, it's someone else's problem. He's not my man. So yeah, that sounds like a whole lot of someone else's problem, Jim. So, moving on, the first thing I want to talk about is the symptoms I had during my first trimester. So, obviously, for me to figure out I was pregnant, the first symptom I had was no period. Like that was the first thing I noticed that, okay, because my period was late by 2 weeks, but I kept on making all these kind of excuses. But I would say that's the first thing that made me realize, okay, maybe there's a chance. And I also was nauseous all the time in the beginning. The thing is, I am a generally nauseous person. Like, certain smells make me nauseous. I smell petrol, I'm nauseous. I smell smoke, I'm nauseous. Like, in general, it's not even like during pregnancy, before pregnancy as well. I was just someone who's genuinely nauseous all the time. So I never correlated that to pregnancy until I got pregnant. And I feel like in the beginning, the nausea was bearable. But then it got to the point where, like, I couldn't even stand the smell of chicken, especially raw chicken. And I've heard other pregnant women say this as well. I don't know why, for some reason, I was just yuck. You know what I mean? There was a day I wanted to go and try and cook, and I was gagging at the sight and the smell and the sliminess of the chicken skin. I could not do it. I don't know why. And I didn't eat like chicken for like, I didn't eat meat for like 3 weeks. The only thing I was eating was like sausages because it was just, I did not want meat anywhere near my peripheral view, whatever. I would say that like lasted for like maybe 2 months because I've been pregnant since October. So I would say it was November and December where I had a distaste for food. It kind of got better like towards the end of December, but for 2 months it was like, you know what I mean? The funny thing is, I was nauseous a lot of the time, but I actually didn't vomit. Like, I didn't vomit a single time in my first trimester, which is like, I was so proud of at the time. But then, guys, I kept on telling people, I'm a pregnant woman and I've never vomited. Yeah, yeah. And then I got hospitalized, but we'll get into that in another video. I got hospitalized for severe vomiting and diarrhea. So, yeah, basically I jinxed myself big time because I kept telling people, guys, I've never vomited. I've never vomited, right? And then second trimester, hospital. Those are my main symptoms. And I would also say sleepiness. I was very, very sleepy in my first trimester, but that's also because I had low blood pressure. In December, I had like very, very serious like low blood pressure for some reason. I think maybe because I kept on having like intense diarrhea, which is also another symptom of pregnancy. So obviously I wasn't getting the right nutrients, and obviously the baby is taking my nutrients. So my blood pressure was really low, and that made me tired all the time. So I was constantly sleeping, and every time I would stand up quickly, it's like I would get a headache. Yeah, I was able to regulate my blood pressure over time, thank God. Or maybe it just regulated itself. I don't know what I did, but yeah, it came to a normal level after some time. But yeah, that's something I did struggle with in my first trimester, and it did really stress me out. Like, I don't know, it just got exhausting when I had like the same headache for like a week straight. It was just so frustrating. I also wanted to talk about like my emotional journey. So, in terms of my emotions, I would say, like, guys, since I've been pregnant, I am so sensitive. Okay, I was more sensitive in my first trimester, guys. I cried and cried and cried and cried. You know what I mean? I know my first trimester technically, scientifically ended in December, but the feeling of the first trimester in terms of my mood and the nausea and all that stuff ended like in beginning of January towards mid January, right? I feel like pregnancy has like kind of taken a toll on me emotionally. I cry a lot. That's just how the whole pregnancy has been for me. Like, and I'm very, very sensitive lately, like throughout the pregnancy. Even my partner, like, I think he's noticed I'm more sensitive. So he like puts in an effort to like not do anything to upset me. Not like before he didn't, but I can sense the increased effort in trying to keep me in a good space, because guys, I can just burst out and start crying, and I always want things to be okay like all the time. I don't know how to handle it when they're not, you know. So yeah, I would say it's been like an emotional roller coaster. And also, I feel like my empathy since being pregnant, because I feel like I've always considered myself an empath. Like, I do feel people's pain a lot, or people's emotions are like very, very heavily. You know what I mean? Because it's like I could see a sick child and it ruins my whole day. You know what I mean? Whereas like some people are like, not my kid, not my problem, keep it stepping. And I wish I was that type of person. I wish I did not care, but I do. I feel like my empathy has increased towards situations, which I also feel like could also be linked to like maternal instincts, because obviously I'm protecting a new person, and that person is about to become my whole life. So I guess my protective nature or all that kind of stuff has increased. During pregnancy, you get a monthly doctor's visit from your local clinic if you're in Botswana. Of course, I don't know about other areas. It's a monthly in the first and second trimester, but then towards the end of the third trimester, when you're closer to giving birth, your doctor's visits become weekly. So yeah, I've been going for my monthly appointments, and the best part is Aziz goes with me to every single appointment, and like he's the only partner who's ever there, and I'm like, that's my man. He's honestly the best. He's the best. But yeah, so the visits are basically always the same thing. The first ever visit, we did like a pregnancy test to confirm if I'm really pregnant, and of course it was positive. And then she like just started pressing my stomach. She was like, lay down, and she starts pressing. Like, I don't know what she's doing, but it's not painful. It's more so uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So she does that every single appointment. And the first ever test, she like took some liquid from my between me down there. I don't know for what, but she just checked it. Maybe she was checking like, because the color of your fluids can say a lot about your health. So yeah, maybe she was just checking if like my fluids are healthy, but she didn't complain, so I'm assuming they're healthy. And then during the first test, me and Aziz both did like a mandatory HIV and AIDS test. So we did that, and yeah, we were supposed to do our second, because obviously an HIV test is like 3 months, because you can have a false negative in the first 3 months and then do another one. So we did the first one. We were supposed to do the second one at my last appointment, which was February 11, but we are not able to do it because they didn't have enough testing kits. So we'll do it next month, which is in March. The appointments are something I actually look forward to, because in the second trimester, I know we're talking about the first, but in the second trimester, they check the heartbeat, and that sound is like my favorite sound in the whole world right now. In the first trimester, they never checked the heartbeats, they never measured my stomach, because guys, in the first trimester, you're not even showing. The first 3 months of your pregnancy, it'll take a wizard to know that you're pregnant, because you're not showing at all. Besides your emotional and hormonal symptoms, I would say physically, you're not showing that much. You actually are more likely to lose weight in your first trimester because obviously you're eating less. Food is just disgusting to you. From the beginning of my pregnancy, I got put on pregnancy vitamins, pregnancy supplements. I did not like the ones they were giving at the clinic. They were not treating my body well. The concentration of them was a bit high for what my body can handle because they were giving me like iron supplements, something called folic acid and vitamin C, I believe. And the iron supplements were like making my poop black because I saw my poop was black and I googled it, and then Google was like, oh, if your poop is black it means that you have too much iron in your body. So obviously that's not a good thing. So I stopped taking the ones the hospital was giving me, and since then I've been taking Preg Omega, which is like 250 pula at your local pharmacy. And yeah, it works great for me. It has enough folic acid, it has enough iron, enough calcium. It also has omega-3, which can also help with your baby's brain development to make them smarter, you know, like the mommy, because I'm kind of like the brains of the family, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how things are going in terms of how things went in terms of the first trimester, because I feel like I was able to get on medication or on supplements at 6 weeks. It's not like 1 week or 2 weeks, but obviously it's like really, really early into my pregnancy rather than starting them at like 3-4 months. So my baby can like reap the maximum benefits of that. And yeah, that makes me really, really happy. But the doctor did say that my baby is a bit big because they measure your stomach, and your stomach, if you're 17 weeks, is supposed to be 17 centimeters. But when I'm 17 weeks, my belly measures like 19 centimeters. And it's been like that for like my last 2 or 3 doctor's appointments. So I don't know what to do. My baby's just big. Maybe it'll, balance itself out over time, because apparently sometimes it starts out with the baby being a bit big, and then as your pregnancy progresses, it like normalizes itself in range. So we'll see how it goes. So the next thing I want to talk about is, who did I tell that I was pregnant? My support system. So the first people I told that I was pregnant were my friends, my closest friends. The first person I called was Basana when I found out I was pregnant, because I was at her house drinking 2 weeks before I found out I was pregnant. So yeah, I just called and I was like, "Are you trying to kill my baby?" And she's like, "You're joking." I'm like, "I'm not joking." You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, when I was there, we actually made a joke about, me being pregnant, because the alcohol was not going down. I was just so nauseous and I could not drink much at all. Like, I'm glad I couldn't drink much, but at the time I didn't know why. And then she's like, "Ha, wana have it," or something. She was just making a joke about it. So it was funny that, I was actually pregnant and I just didn't know it at the time. She was the first person I called, and then I called Samia. Samia, I don't know if you guys know, Samia was my roommate in Russia, and we're still friends. So I called her and she was so happy, she was so excited. And then Aziz told his mom, he told my mom, and they were both very, very, very excited. I was kind of embarrassed when he was telling my family, because I was kind of embarrassed even when he was telling his family, because it's like, I've been a nasty girl. You know what I mean? I was just like, ugh. So when he was telling my family, it's like, obviously, I know that my family knows that we're married and we're probably getting down like that, but it's like, pregnancy is kind of like, okay, this is real, you know what I mean, type of a vibe. I just felt really awkward in the moment. Of course, it took time, but now I'm comfortable like talking to my mom about it. But initially, it was like, you know it was just so awkward. But yeah, I'm happy they know, and obviously they're super, super happy for the both of us. I eventually told my cousin, and she's actually the only family member besides my mom who I have told myself. But the funny thing is, they already know I'm pregnant, and I don't like that because I didn't tell them myself. So basically, my mom said that she told one of my family members in confidence, and then the news, you know how news is, guys, things just kind of travel. So yeah, everyone knows now, and it just makes me uncomfortable, because it's like, you guys can see how hard I'm working to keep this pregnancy private. So I would have rather told them myself, or the family members who I would have wanted to tell myself. I don't know. I feel like the whole pregnancy in general has been exciting. Like, I was excited when I found out that I'm pregnant, or I was nervous, but I was excited. I was excited when I found out the gender, even though it wasn't the gender I wanted, but it's okay. I'm gonna love this baby with everything, every fiber in me. So it really doesn't matter if they're a girl, boy, or anything else. I don't care. I'm gonna love them. I'm gonna protect them. I'm gonna do everything in my power to be the best parent I could possibly be for this child. And yeah, I'm just excited because I feel like I'm young and I have a lot of young friends. You know what I mean? People say kids raised by younger parents are because obviously Gen Z is not, well, not exactly the most glamorized generation, you know. I know I'm raising my kid differently from how I was raised because it's like the age of technology, it's the age of AI, and I'm like, you know what, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see how badly we can up the next generation. You know, guys, every single time I'm like talking to my friends and you know they know I'm pregnant, they're like, I cannot believe you, especially Kaone. She's like, I cannot believe you are going to be a parent. Like, yo, and I'm like, same. Same, because I feel like I'm such a kid at heart. To have a kid of my own is like probably dangerous, but I know I'm gonna do my best, and I honestly feel like I just want to do it right. Like, I'm just so excited, guys. Like, I'm so excited. The whole experience is exciting itself. Today I am 19 weeks and 4 days, and I felt the baby kick for the first time. I felt it kick. I was so excited. I was like, because the thing is, usually some people start feeding the baby kick at 16 weeks. So the past 3 weeks I've been like, hello, are you there? And I'm like tapping my belly, like, baby, are you there? You know? And it's like finally today I felt something. The first kicks feel like it feels like you swallowed a fish in water and the fish is still alive. It's not really like boom, boom, boom. It's like so I felt it today, and I was so super excited. So yeah, as the baby gets bigger, I'm gonna feed it more, which I'm super super excited about. And my next ultrasound is on March 1st, so I get to see how big my baby's gotten, and I'm so excited. So the last thing I wanted to do was give advice. Guys, I did not generate these talking points. It was ChatGPT that generated them for me. If it was me, like generating these talking points, I would not be giving anyone advice because I barely know what I'm doing. I'm not exactly qualified to be telling other people what to do. You know what I mean? But here we are. If I was to give anyone advice, it's just like block out every form of negative energy in your pregnancy. If you are pregnant and something is stressing you out, you don't have to deal with it. It's not important because your baby feels your stress, they feel your anxiety, they feel your joy, and they're absorbing this energy that you're giving onto them. Do everything humanly possible to protect your peace, protect your mood, protect your stomach, protect your heart, everything humanly possible to just make sure you're the most at peace you've ever been in your life. Because it's like, guys, I had a situation where it's like it was just drama with a friend, you know, this is that and the third, and it was like around my birthday, which was, you know, kind of like the situation was like basically someone owed me money, and you know it kind of got messy. And I'm like, I literally got to a point where I'm like, you know what, I don't even care about this money. Like, if it gives that person joy or those people joy to be like, I'm never gonna pay this person, so be it. Like, it's not gonna rob me of a positive experience during my pregnancy and give me stress that I could pass down to this baby. Because it's like, guys, stress is so powerful. It may feel like just an emotion, but stress is so powerful that it causes miscarriages. You know what I mean? Protect yourself, protect your child, protect your heart, protect your spirit. And yeah, that's the advice I would give to pregnant people. Advice I would give to a guy, even though I'm not a guy, but I'm giving this advice based on how my guy treats me, is that protect the mother of your child throughout her entire pregnancy and after. You have no idea how difficult this is, and you will never understand as a man, but sympathize and empathize with her and treat her how you would have wanted your mom or your sister or your cousin to be treated during this very, very sensitive time while their whole body is changing to create new life that belongs to you. You know what I mean? Make the experience as memorable and as peaceful as possible so that anytime you think back on it, you're like, wow, that was a positive experience for me. And yeah, that's why I'm staying off of social media right now. I'm staying out of the drama. I'm staying out of friend catty, this, that, and the third. I cannot be asked because I'm like, you know what? This is my time. I'm only ever going to be pregnant for the first time once, and I'm not going to let anything rid me of this experience being positive. That's pretty much it from me regarding my first trimester. I'm going to later post a video about my second trimester after it ends, and another one on my third trimester. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I love you guys so much. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. jump up there